Hey y'all, it's your girl Claudia Jordan, and we are back with TGIF. We're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. And later on the show, we are catching up with one of the stars from the box office hit film Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Peter Macon, and you do not want to miss this. Now sit back, relax, and get ready to sip on this tea. Please welcome Al Reynolds. What's up, Al?
Hey, what's going on, Claudia?
I am good on this Friday night because the weekend is about to start. I'm so excited. And please welcome Armand Wiggins. What's up, Armand?
What's going on, Claudia and Al?
How are you?
Good. I'm actually literally sipping on tea right now.
Oh, you're doing tea. Okay, Al, you drinking?
Nope, not drinking tonight, just having a seltzer.
Okay, well, y'all are matching with the blue, white, and black. I love the color scheme. It's looking cute. Okay, all right. Anybody got any plans this weekend? Anything you want to talk about before we get into these hot topics and talk about everybody else's business? I want to hear a little bit about y'all. Who's doing what?
I am literally cleaning up. I'm packing. I'm going on a quick little vacation to get, start my birthday weekend. So I have a lot going on next week. So I'm just getting all like my loose ends tidied up.
What day is your birthday?
My birthday is June 3rd, but I'm going to celebrate it next weekend, Memorial Day weekend.
Okay. All right.
But I'm sure you guys will have a surprise for me on my birthday.
I mean, of course, duh. Of course. And Al, what are you doing this weekend? You traveling?
So, I'm in New York City, so I'm back in my old stomping grounds of 23 years. So I plan on having a little bit of fun, but then I got to jump on a plane and come back to Los Angeles because I'm attending Anthony Anderson's Invitational, which I think, Claudia, you've done that before.
It's super
right?
fun, and there's a lot of
fun. Yeah,
there's a lot of greenery there. A lot of greenery.
So
one of the, and I'm not just putting him on blast. I'm sorry, was it Cedric's? One of theirs. There's a golf company that makes golf balls that are filled with marijuana in the middle. And
wow.
I accidentally mixed it with my real golf ball, and I hit it. It was supposed to just be a prop, and it blew up and like weaving all over the course. But thank God it's in a state where it's legal, so I didn't, I wasn't breaking no laws or anything. But yeah, you can have a great time. It's a fun group of people. So yeah, you will enjoy that. I was gonna go to Detroit, but now I'm not. I have a free weekend, and I too am going on vacation next week. I'm going to Aruba, so I think I'm just gonna pack and just get the house ready and just organize stuff and continue this no sugar thing so I could be on the gram and at my 51-year-old big age self and, whatever, take some bikini pictures, some thirst traps. All right, let's get into these topics. It's graduation season, and a graduate from the University of West Georgia was in for an epic surprise after he received his diploma. Take a look.
Malik Malik, there's a lot of people here in this arena, but one special guest has shown up all the way from Kosovo, where Malik's mom has been deployed as a member of the Georgia National Guard.
Okay, these stories make me want to cry. What are your thoughts on this compelling moment between this military mom and her son? I thought it was beautiful. Al, what do you think?
I mean, it was absolutely amazing. I loved how when he heard and saw his mom, he ran because he was like, gosh, my mother is coming from Kosovo. I actually also love this story because it was a Black female serviceman coming back. Usually we see the men come back and reunite with their kids, but in this case, we got to witness a powerful Black female servicewoman come back and support her son. And listen, Mom, you must have done a great job because he did graduate. So I'm gonna give a thumbs up and a congratulations both to the young man as well as the mother.
Okay, Armand, what do you think?
Yeah, I just think that it's great. He's graduating. She's part of the military. They have a really strong foundation there. And I liked how, you could see the little boy in him, the excitement of his mother being there. And then one thing I liked about the mom is kind of like, it wasn't for show for her to be like, I'm here. She kind of was like, I'm trying to tip in just to see my boy. It was just that genuine, like, hey, baby, I'm here. And he was so excited, and it didn't feel like she was doing it to be like, I'm coming back and everybody applaud for me. It just kind of is what it was. And I love that moment for them. And it felt very genuine. So those always make me feel good.
I love seeing this kind of like love between family. A lot of people don't have that, and to see that, it's such a great example. It's all too often. And, we're guilty of this too, because we have to cover hot topics. And sadly, a lot of times hot topics are not positive. So I love when we get a chance to be able to do something like this these beautiful stories, and we're going to incorporate more of these because they just make you feel good. I think it's a great way to kick off the weekend, and it's also a great way to show Black people in a positive light. This is a mother that is not out there twerking and is not out there like being an unfit parent. She's out there serving her country, found the time to get back in the States to be there for a really important moment in her son's life, who probably thought, damn, I wish my mother was here. And guess what? Ask and you shall receive. Mom was right there, looking young, looking vibrant, looking happy. And this made me emotional. Like, I love seeing stuff like this. So I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. And I hope you soulmates enjoy these moments because we're going to do more of them. All right, y'all. Gayle King is letting it be known that age ain't nothing but a number after gracing the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition at the age of 69 years old. All right, Gayle told her host or co-host on CBS Mornings, I just never saw myself this way. Still don't see myself this way. But when I look at that, I go, damn, that looked damn good. What are you guys here for this, Armand? What do you think?
I'm actually really, really here for it. I'm loving these, the older women kind of getting their sexy back, vibrating really, really high. The only thing about Gayle in this picture, she still looked like, shit, I can't believe I'm doing it myself. She looks a little shocked in the face. But outside of that, I really, really love it. I'm happy for her. And this goes to show that you're never too old, okay? So if you don't take anything away from some of these stories we've been doing recently, is the fact that you are never too old to live your best life and to change careers and live your dreams. So I love these inspirational stories. I love that.
Yes, for Gayle being a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model cover girl. Okay, Al, what do you think?
Yeah, the best part about this was if you watched the unveiling of this on her show, she was like a little schoolgirl when they showed her that she was on the cover. She was really like, oh my gosh, this is happening. Oh my gosh, whoever knew that this would be going on at my age? Oh my gosh, I'm on the cover of one of the biggest sports magazines in the country, if not the world. And it's graced by a Black woman, and she's just flaunting every bit of excellence to me. So to me, it made me get chill bumps watching her on the show the same way I got chill bumps watching that mother surprise her son.
First of all, in the modeling world, they throw you away after like 25, 30. Like, that's considered old. And for her to be 69 years old, I know she's not there as a model per se, but it's for her accomplishments. She looks really good. I did not know she had a body like that. She looks amazing. And to get the cover of Sports Illustrated, because that is a magazine that has been a lot of criticism. A lot of times when they do give a Black woman a cover, they have to make her split it with the white woman. That famously happened with Tyra Banks. I do remember that. And it's like, give her own cover. Not only did she get her own cover, she got her own cover at 69 years old and not being a model. And she looks great. So Gayle King, you have been doing your thing for a long time, and I'm glad you're getting your flowers. There's other women I like to see get their flowers as well. Maybe Jane Kennedy for next year, some others. But right now it's about Gayle King, and I salute you. I mean, that is amazing. So go ahead, girl. In other news, Kanye West's chief of staff, Milo, has parted ways with Yeezy after expressing concerns about Kanye venturing out into the porn industry. Milo stated in his resignation letter that he just can't be involved in producing or distributing pornographic material for moral and religious reasons, and because it can be an imminent danger to my life as a recovering addict and an unacceptable risk to my spiritual and physical health as a former homosexual. What are your thoughts on this decision? Al, I'm gonna go to you first. What do you think about this?
This was too much. This was too much for me to process. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I don't know what I just read.
Going on over there. We done went from the church house to the porn stables. We done went from being an addict, and I thought he was gonna say a sex addict, but he's talking about he's a transformed homosexual. So he's afraid to work at a porn spot because he's afraid he might become a homosexual again. Look, everybody in that camp needs to have their head touched by somebody or going to some type of mental health camp, because the whole thing is messed up from the top to the bottom. Everybody over there is confused.
Okay, Armand, what do you think?
Listen, I'm with him for not wanting. If that goes against your moral compass, you don't want to work in the porn industry, you don't want to do that, it's getting a little too weird for you. I feel you. I'd probably leave too. Like, if that's not for me, Kanye, that's what you want, I'm out of here. But I don't like when people start blaming it on their sexuality and their religion. Like, I was a former homosexual. That triggers me because you ain't no former homosexual. You're gay, okay? And whatever church you went to or whatever spirituality that you're involved in now was making you feel like homosexuality is wrong and it's some sort of addictive sin. So now you're forcing yourself not to act on your natural feelings that you have, but you're trying to say, watching porn or working in the porn industry is going to make you gay, when in all actuality, you're gay regardless of the porn. So I just wish they would separate that part, but I get him. If he feels triggered by it and he's trying to work and, and not be homosexual, then I guess.
I get it too.
It's BS to me.
If I sign up to be with a big brand like Kanye's brand and I'm thinking fashion and music, I'm not thinking porn. This came out of left field, Kanye, and you're giving very weird vibes. But then again, you've been doing that for the last 4 or 5 years. I think that's weird. Milo, sir, knock it off. Knock it off blaming everything but your body and yourself for this, for your feelings. Don't put it on something else. You are who you are and be who you are. That is, again, putting a bad example out there to young people looking at you like, oh my God, something's wrong with me. No, nothing's wrong with you. You're gay, you're in denial, and you don't have to be now. We have come so far where I think you can say it, and putting this out there just makes it worse. It's making, we're a LGBTQ plus friendly show here, and we are all giving you the side eye, like, sir, please have a seat. Yes. Everyone wants to have a condition and be a victim so bad with everything, and no one just says what things are anymore. Like, hey, I'm gay. And maybe watching porn will make me, y'all might see me get rocked up when I see these scenes. Okay. And I'm trying to pretend I'm not anymore. You are, sir. And it's okay. If your mama didn't tell you and your dad didn't tell you, here at TGIF, we are going to tell you it is okay to be gay.
You are gay.
You're gay, sir. You're gay. It's
Porn
okay.
did not make you gay. I don't like that. Because when people get out there, they'll try to make it seem like gay people are always these perverts, or it's like these porn addicts and these drug addicts. And like, no, the porn didn't make you gay, sir. You've been gay.
Now, I do remember you saying your porn was a gangbang porn. I will say that. Was that correct on that?
No. Yeah, I did say that. Okay,
I'm just making sure.
So listen,
I think Al remembers that.
Porn addiction and sexuality, I think, are two different things. Maybe if he said he was addicted to porn, so that's why he probably didn't want to go down that slippery slope, I'd get with it. But try to throw in the fact that you're a reformed homosexual is crazy.
Reformed homosexual is a wild title to say. Y'all need to stop with this. Not y'all, Milo. All right, coming up next, we have the star of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Peter Macon, and later find out why Gary Owen's ex-wife, oh Lord, not her again, is firing back. We will be back on this one. Stay tuned.
Scene 103, take 1.
I thought we'd be on the same page about this, and we're not.
How do I know the way I'm gonna respond to it?
I want you to get the vaccine because I want you to be safe.
What if you end up in the hospital? That's what I'm scared of.
If you was to die, man, that would literally kill me, man.
I hug you.
Yes. If it made you feel that way, bro, I would probably do. I love you, man. I love you too.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Welcome back to TGIF. All right, y'all. Tonight we're catching up with an amazingly talented actor who is known for his roles in Hulu's The Orville, Showtime's Shameless, Sci-Fi's High Moon, and many more projects. But first, please take a look at his recent role as Raka in the box office hit film Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I am Raka. Raka, he is a connective bridge to the world of Caesar.
Who is Caesar?
Not is, was. He is a very wise ape.
The human can only use its feet for walking. Can you imagine?
He is the voice of reason in a world at war.
There was a time when apes and humans lived side by side. Impossible, I know.
His mission is to protect the harmony between apes and humans.
Why do they hunt her?
She is important. We will name her Nova.
I have a name. May.
Amazing. Please welcome Peter Macon. Peter, how are you feeling tonight? Thank you for being here.
I'm feeling great. Thank you so much. I get a hoot. I just get a crack up every time I see that clip. Thank you for having me.
It's so good. I told you off camera, I had the pleasure of watching your movie last night. Absolutely amazing work. Your voice, your mannerisms. So we have a lot to get into because you kind of gave us a little bit of tea behind the scenes. So I want to definitely share that with us. So we're going to get into that. But Peter, an interesting fact about your journey in the creative world is that you started off voicing popular video games in the mid-90s, such as Twisted Metal 2, World Tour, and Cool Borders 2. How did that experience prepare you for future roles in acting?
Well, actually, I got started when I was about 17 doing theater. So I've been doing theater, live theater, live performance. And I feel like that training is what has lent itself to every aspect of any role that I've taken on, and doing the voiceover for video games and books on tape. It's compartmentalizing a lot of the training and using everything with the voice. So building characters with only your voice, it's a particular challenge because you only have your voice, you know what I mean? So, but I would say honestly that the majority of where I've learned what it means to be an actor comes from, being on the stage since I was 17 years old. So, but yeah, voice acting is its own beast for sure. For sure.
Yeah, your voice is very interesting. Like it stands out. I feel like, I could just see it. Like it makes a lot of money off of your voice. I could hear it. Now
it made no sense whatsoever when I was 15 years old. I'm trying to tell you, like, you think you're already a freak when you're 15 and going through, puberty or becoming a man or a woman or what transitioning from being a child. It was a freakish thing to wake up one morning and just be talking like this. I scared the living daylights out of my parents. They were like, my child is possessed. What's wrong with him?
That voice is 15. Wow.
Yeah, I feel like everybody is born with special talents. Now, another special talent that you may have is the fact that you have successfully navigated through this industry without being attached to any scandals that have been circulating in Hollywood.
Yeah, man.
How do you maintain your integrity with dealing with these adversities of this business?
Listen, I have kids, you know what I'm saying? I have children. I have no time for the okey doke, and besides that, I come from, again, growing up with an older generation of actors who taught me professionalism, etiquette, and just seeing people well into their 50s, 60s, 70s who are passionate and humble about the craft. That's where I, learned from. So I'm not prone to scandal. I'm a pretty simple dude, you know what I mean? And I'm just not interested in, as I said, I don't have time. I really don't have time.
Peter, I want to switch gears with you for a second. Like I said earlier, congratulations on being a part of the film Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which took the top spot at the box office with $56.5 million during its debut. weekend. Man, you got to tell me when you see those numbers being posted like that, how does it feel to be a part of this groundbreaking franchise?
You know what it feels like? It feels really, really good because it tells that people are going back to the movies, right? Like I remember going to see Star Wars and Jaws and King Kong and all these movies when I was a little kid, and just what that felt like. And it just made me feel, those numbers to me reflect, in this age of post-strike, post-COVID, people really wanting to go back and get that old-time feeling of the big, because, you know, this movie exists on so many levels, politically, philosophically, but it's also a big old, you know, action movie that also has really small, intimate moments in it too. So, you know, I'm happy for the studio and, you know, that it's making money, but those numbers really, what the joy that it brings me is it just says that people went out to see this. Lots and lots and lots of people went to the movies, and that makes me feel good. That makes me feel good.
Peter, I definitely want to talk a little behind the scenes movie magic stuff. The subtle movements that you're able to do in your costume as your character. I haven't seen that much high def, that much detail, that much, you know, I could see every single thought, you know what I mean? I could see a twitching of a face, the every little thing. And that is, to me, the subtle things makes an amazing actor. And we were able to see that in this film. So I went to the movies and I saw it and I said, how do they do this without, you know, the costumes I would think would be bulky. You wouldn't be able to have that level of emotion. So can you tell us a little bit of behind the scenes magic about that?
Yeah, let me tell you what's going on right now with technology and with technology with performance capture. So the actors are wearing essentially like a wetsuit, like a tight-fitting, form-fitting suit that has like QR codes like all over it, and then we are wearing a helmet with two small high-definition cameras that are literally like about 6 inches from our face, like from our eyes. And so these cameras are macro lens cameras, but they are like high-definition cameras, and so they are literally recording every twitch, every inhale, every blink, it's recording everything that the performer does. And so then therefore, we as performers have to forget that we're wearing all of this equipment. And it really does take it back again to the theater, where it's just basic talking and listening. And I am in the scene with my scene partners, and everything that I'm experiencing, the camera is recording. And then after we get finished filming, for about a year and a half, the animators then go painstakingly frame by frame by frame by frame, and they animate the apes onto our performance and our bodies as well. You know, so everything that we do is recorded, and then they animate on top of that. You know, so we are at this great crossroads between where like really amazing performers and technology can really, you know, dance together and make, you know, cinematic magic. And as you said, it's the subtleties that make, you know, the three-dimensionality. You can see us thinking, and you know, apes are very, very expressive. They just don't talk. And so when I would go and study orangutans and chimpanzees and gorillas, they're very, very, very communicative with their eyes and the way they express themselves with the economy of movement. And so we spent 6 weeks before we even began shooting in ape school, where we learned the physioanatomy and the differences between human beings and apes, and learning how to just walk in the world as an ape, and how to sit down, how to stand up, how to, you know, what does an ape feel like when it's anxious, when it's nervous, when it's excited, when it's lethargic. You know, and our movement director, Alain Gauthier, who was a Cirque du Soleil, he was the artistic director of Cirque du Soleil for many years. In fact, right before he came to join us, he left Cirque du Soleil to come join us. And he guided us every step of the way, even when we were filming. So we were, you know, very well, you know, protected, or just like we created this space. And then we were able to take that space for the 6 weeks that we, you know, had just as performers. And then we're able to take that to set, and he was there to make sure that we would maintain like the training. So we were really well taken care of to really three-dimensionalize these characters. And the result is what you see. I mean, technology is amazing, but also the performances are amazing. And we're not limited, like we're not under a rubber mask, and at the time in 68, when the first film came out, that was revolutionary makeup. So people, were blown away. I was blown away. I thought Apes could talk when I saw it when I was 6 years old. So, just kind of takes us all back to those magical moments of going to the movies.
The difference with the older version to now is it's next level. It's just it's night and day. And I can imagine not having to be burdened down with all that costume, prosthetics, all that kind of stuff. You can really see, fellas, like it's so human, like it's so realistic. But I want to ask you this, Peter. Now, what can you tell us about your role as Rocka, and how does you relate to your character as a father? Because your character is pretty, lovable, I guess.
Yeah. Like, well, Rocka represents, I think, the voice of reason. I mean, he's the connective tissue for between the last three films and this new film. Like it's 300 years later, and Rocka is he's a bit of an archaeologist. He's a bit of a mystic. He's a bit of a sage, and he's a bit of like a sort of a crazy old uncle too. And he's of the world of Caesar, because, like over time, stories and fables tend to outlast the actual event, the actual truth of things that happen. And so his whole reason for being is to maintain and to keep alive the legacy of Caesar, who was the first ape to sort of be born into this new consciousness of evolution, of like where mankind is tumbling down the food chain and the apes are rising, and his notion of a world where apes and humans live side by side and apes shall not kill apes, and apes together strong. It's not religion per se, but it's a spiritual philosophy that has to do with the sort of Bronze Age of the consciousness that apes are experiencing. And as I was working, I realized that Rocka is a lot like my father-in-law, who was a boxer and for a long time, and then he became an actor for a long time, and he's like this strong, formidable but peaceful, like just a sage of a man, you know what I mean, and just the most benevolent, guy. So I was sort of channeling him with like subconsciously, So and in a way, and I just love saying this and repeating this because it gives me a chance. Like, I feel like we don't get to do that enough to really give praise to our elders. And like, I met him when I was in a really bad space, and he really helped me. This is before he introduced me to his daughter. Like, it was like a year, like that he and I were friends, before he even told me he had a daughter. So it was amazing. It was old school kind of stuff. So and he's just such a benevolent human being, and he's inspiring. And I aspire to be like him. And he's well into his 80s, and he's just, just so full of love. So, without, while I was doing it and being too mushy about it, but like it really was that, and it's such a unique part of my personal story now that I was able to inhabit like this character that is very much like someone who essentially kind of saved my life.
Now, Peter, let me ask you this. So what can fans expect from you now or next?
Well, I am currently in the beginning stages of a series that I'm writing with some partners of mine that I met in 1988. I'm also working on a clothing line. I'm also working on an art show that I'm hoping to present here. I live in Atlanta, You know, like there's Family Guy stuff. I play Peter's boss on Family Guy, so there's
Oh my God,
episodes
I
of
love that
coming.
show. Love Family Guy.
And yeah, right. And hopefully there will be some more seasons of The Orville. So,
Well, it sounds like you have your hands full,
I
and
do.
like you don't have any time for anything else. So thank you so much, Peter.
I
We
really appreciate it.
a star of your caliber coming on our show and blessing us. And congrats on the movie. I know those numbers are going to continue to go up. So thank you so much. We
Thank
appreciate
you so much. I
For
really,
sure.
really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank
Our
you.
pleasure.
All right.
Coming up next, Gary Owen's wife is calling him out, and later another Nickelodeon star is exposing Dan Schneider. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
TGIF.
Can you imagine 30 million people walking around sexually frustrated because they can't get to their porn?
You're looking at one right now. I'm going to say this.
Every weekday.
I'll never live in Texas again. It's the worst.
What's your favorite porn, Armand?
Oh, I'm not getting into that. My God.
On Fox Soul.
Now what's yours?
And listen, don't judge me, okay? Massage porn.
That's boring now. Give me a good three-way gang.
Oh, I knew it was going to come out.
Yes, yes.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
Welcome back to TGIF. All right, y'all. During a recent appearance on Shannon Sharp's show, Gary Owen opened up about his estranged relationship with his 3 kids. Gary said, "In this moment, I don't know how to mend our relationship. I just want them to know I love them, I'm proud of them, and I'm here whenever they decide to reach out." Well, Gary's ex-wife, Kenya, replied to his comments and wrote, "It's been 3 years. I've always been kind and cool with you, never making things awkward. I've never bothered you. I've offered suggestions about the situation, but you don't respect boundaries, which is why you've brought this up again on social media. I don't know what else I can do to help you. I always wish you well." What are your thoughts on this situation, Armand?
I just kind of feel like she kind of went off a little bit. He didn't really say much. He just said he's there when the kids are ready to talk. So it seems like she always constantly finds her way to kind of come at him and make it seem like he's the problem. And I just feel like I like Gary Owens, and I don't think he said anything wrong.
Okay. Al, what do you think about this?
Listen, this is probably not going to be. I'm probably going to get a bit pushback for this, but I think what's her name? Kenya? I think Kenya could do better. I think she could do better. I just don't like it when a father is not involved or interacting well with their kids. Now, we do know that these kids aren't babies, right? They are grown kids, but at the same time, I just feel like as a mother, she could do more to try to initiate the 2 or all of them coming back together for the sake of the father knowing and speaking to the kids.
I want to make a point about this. And yes, I will. Full disclosure, I'm friends with Gary Owen. I used to be friends with his wife. I was friends of both of them, but him definitely, I've known him longer from the comedy scene and the radio stuff. So, Kenya, you're wrong for this. And I'm sorry. And Black women, do not villainize me. And I'm not just doing this to take the white man's side. I have to be able to call things out as they are. Right is right and wrong is wrong. This man did not say anything bad about you in that comment. He misses his kids. And yes, we don't know all the details, but I do know that he showed up to the daughter's graduation, paid for it. Y'all didn't let him speak. There was like, y'all, and that's between y'all. But I will say this, you have your nerve. My one problem with this is you saying he's always bringing stuff to social media. Ma'am, in the beginning of this situation, you brought this to social media, and you're the one that brought all kinds of other people into your drama, including myself. And I'm still waiting on my apology from you. She tried to say that Gary Owen was cheating with me or one of my friends. And then Gary Owen has gone on 3 different platforms to clear my name, right? And Kenya, I don't hate you, but like, I know as a sister, you've definitely been accused of things you haven't done before, and going through a divorce is messy, and you see comments about yourself that you don't like. Just extend that same grace. Like, nobody likes being dragged into something that they have nothing to do with. I'm just a friend to whoever wants to talk to me. If you want to pick up the phone, we could have talked. I sent messages through our mutual hairstyles that I hooked you up with. And like, I'm just tired of it. Like, I think a lot of the stuff that has been brought to social media was from you in the beginning. And for 2 years, Gary didn't say anything about you. He was silent. Then he finally went on Wendy Williams' show. And if you go back and look at, he has gone out of his way to not drag the mother of his kids and his ex-wife, which I respect that. You know how hard it is to be called all kind of names and to not respond when you're getting dragged? And he continues to show you respect. Yes, we don't know the goings on, so we are only going by what we see in the blogs and the social media. But I remember you making many posts about him and dragging people into your into your divorce that didn't have to be included, Kenya. This man wants to see his kids. I know they're not children, they're adults, and they can make their own decisions. I'm not blaming you for that. But I think it's sad when a parent really wants to see their kids, because there's plenty of parents that don't make any effort to see their kids, and we'd be calling him all kind of names if he didn't. It's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Women, if you're mad at your ex, don't stand in the way and put stuff in the kid's head. Not saying she did that. And men, if you have a chance to see your kids, do it, and don't let anything stop you, because then you're gonna look like a deadbeat. And then we're gonna be talking about
before we move on, I didn't want to gloss over, but let's talk a little bit about that cheating allegation. So what happened? You were allegedly sleeping with Gary, or what?
Yeah, but she knows it's not true. And she and he said, like, so Gary comes to Dallas a lot. He does a lot of shows here, New Year's Eve show. I've been friends with him for years, and he also trains with one of my friends on here who is married, okay? So before the divorce situation happened, him and I meet him sometimes with people. It's never just one-on-one, because I know how that looks, and I'm not doing that anyways. I asked KJ at the time, who was my boyfriend, to come, and he was busy, so I brought one of my friends. So he discussed this. He talked about how his marriage is falling apart. So he admitted to her that he had met with me while he was out here as a friend.
Okay.
Like, but she knows me though. So he was like, oh yeah, I went and saw Claudia. We all had drinks and we talked. So when it comes out, the divorce happens, the announcement, she felt blindsided, and everybody was just going to go down with the ship. And I have nothing to do with your dissolving of your relationship, Kenya. I have not messed with your man, and I don't know any girls that slept with your man. I promise you that. I do not know. I'm not involved with that. So just keep me out of the group chat, and then I'll have to go on these rants about you, because I'd rather not. I'd rather do a story about how y'all reconciled and y'all can kind of both have access to the kids. Okay, I'm done. I'm sure that'll be on somebody's blog tomorrow, and it's going to be taken out of context. All right, the NAACP and other notable civil rights organizations are calling for President Joe Biden to pardon former Baltimore prosecutor Marilyn Mosby after she was convicted of fraudulently obtaining a loan. Mosby continues to maintain her innocence and claims that she's being targeted by the prior administration. Now, for those who don't know, Mosby became a national prominent figure when she charged 6 Baltimore police officers for the death of Freddie Gray while in police custody. If y'all don't remember, he was in the back of the van, and they did not have him secured. He was thrown around. He broke his back. What are your thoughts on this story, Al? What do you think about this? This is horrific.
Listen, let me tell you something. Joe Biden, you need to pardon this lady. And I don't care what she did as far as the loan is concerned. All this junk that Donald Trump is running around here doing and getting away with, falsifying business documents, conspiracy, racketeering, lying, resurrection. If he can get away with all of that, give this lady her pardon so she can go back doing good for the state of Maryland, because this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And yes, I do feel like that she's being a target. And I think that if Donald Trump can get away with all the crap that he's getting away with on a daily basis, this woman should be pardoned for this simple mistake or disillusion with the loan.
Okay. Armand, what do you think?
I feel you on that. Here's my thing. If she wasn't facing between 30 and 40 years for a little mortgage fraud, then I would say, hey, go ahead and give her a slap on the wrist. But they need to pardon this woman because I'm afraid for her. Because I feel like, she get convicted of this and she could be gone. 30 years for that, it's not that serious, especially considering the fact that we have Donald Trump and all of these allegations upon him. So I think that they need to let this woman go. If they're not going to give her a slap on the wrist, they need to understand that she has been a target for the work that she's done. And at this point, free that woman. It was just a little mortgage fraud. It ain't that big of a deal. We've all done a little fraud in our day.
The audacity of this case, America, you cannot hide your double standards. It is unbelievable how they're going over everything with the fine-tooth comb and trying to get the maximum for this. We all know what this is about. Okay, there's plenty of people who've made mistakes or made small little inconsistencies in their loan applications. Meanwhile, we have a president with 87 charges up against him, and who's the front runner in the election? This is a case of you didn't like it. She came in, she did police reform in her state. She got them police officers together. They got convictions, and that's why they're mad. And she has the audacity to be one of the youngest Black women to ever, youngest people to ever be elected, get her position. And she's Black and she's a woman. These white people don't like when you have audacity to hold them accountable to the laws that they made, because they're really only made to really get us together. They're not really made to get them together. So they really are like not feeling this. They really are attacking her, and they really had to dig deep and try to find something. And this is something that should be it should not be this big of a deal. A 40-year sentence she's up against.
Yeah,
so we've been talking to her
crazy.
people, and we are talking to her about being on the show. We'd like to get her on, or Angela Rye, so we can talk more in depth about this, because I really need everyone to sign the petition. If we can all post it, I don't want to speak for y'all, but I'm gonna post it on my Twitter. If y'all want to repost it and sign the petition for her, would really help her out here. I think it's ridiculous. Keep it locked, because coming up next, a former Nickelodeon star is exposing Dan Schneider, and later we are playing a game of hit or miss rap beef version. Keep it locked. We'll be back.
You know how to fry chicken?
No, I don't.
You ain't got no.
Give me that black card back.
TGIF.
It's not about blackness. I don't make any fried foods, okay?
Boo!
The chat is going in about this fried chicken. Lynette19 said, I am blackity black, and fried chicken is not my favorite go-to meal. Stop with the stereotypes, okay?
Live and interactive.
Oh, Al, you don't even cook, please.
Fried chicken, fried fish. Come on, baby.
On Fox Soul.
You see certain things get reincarnated in your children. My daughter is very much inspired by my wife's artistic pursuits. So my daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. And if there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops. My dad wasn't around, and I remember riding a bike and falling off and cutting myself, and me never just wanting to get back on it. People ask, how your children learn how to ride a bike, and you didn't. I didn't teach them. I just created an environment where they taught themselves, and all I had to do was be there.
Welcome back to the show. All right, former Nickelodeon star Lori Beth Densberg is revealing some gruesome details about her experience working with showrunner Dan Schneider. Lori Beth said that Dan would show her clips of pornography on his computer, which contained a video of a woman performing oral sex on a donkey. She also continued to say that Dan would lash out at her during filming and would initiate phone sex. I'm so sick of these perverts. What are your thoughts on this craziness in this business? Al, what do you think?
It's interesting. I had the opportunity to look at the documentary. And so, you have to be very clear. He's not being charged with any type of sexual assault or any type of sexual wrongdoing. But wouldn't this be considered like showing porn to underage girls? Wouldn't this be considered some type of assault? I don't know, but it would appear to me that even though it's not sexual assault, it would be some type of crime showing underage people porn on the set.
At the very least, it's highly inappropriate and actually grounds, I would think, to be fired from that situation.
Right.
Armand, what do you think?
Yeah, the documentary was very interesting. I think he's upset actually because the way that they angled it, he's not actually like the sexual offender, but he kind of leads you to the line of like these sexual innuendos within the comedy and the characteristics. And there was a lot of people that actually worked for the network that were actually the predators. Now, this is news to me that she's now saying that, you know, he made her watch porn and have phone sex. To me, at that point, now he would be considered a sexual predator. So I'm interested to see you know, how far this goes.
Unfortunately, when people are like that higher up in these companies, especially in entertainment, they feel really untouchable, right? And no one can touch them. She was 19 allegedly when this abuse started, so it's not really she was a minor, but still, it's very much appropriate. A lot of times they know their ways around the laws. So they go just to the edge of what they can or cannot do. You know what I mean? Where they can't, and you want to say, yeah, but he's doing something to me. Well, exactly. What did he do? Did he touch you? Did he rape you? No, but he showed, you know, they find that gray area where they can satisfy their perversion. Because why are you doing that? And then calling the girl up and having phone sex. These are all things that's really hard to prove. Like, did she record the phone conversation? Probably not. Which I think is sad. I think there's a lot of people that go through this stuff that don't get believed because there's no concrete evidence. And then what is the law that they were kind of breaking, but they get away with it? And Dan Schneider, at the very least, in my opinion, this is not Fox Solo's opinion, you are a creep. There's enough stuff out there to show that confirms, in my opinion, that you are a creepy guy and you were okay with a lot of stuff happening on your sets. And I implore you, I encourage you all to watch that documentary. All right, we have a celebrity breakup alert. According to an exclusive source, Bennifer, aka Jennifer Lopez, and Ben Affleck seem to be a thing of the past. The source exclusively told In Touch that Ben has been allegedly reached his breaking point with Jennifer Lopez and moved out of the home that they share. Are y'all surprised about this update? This was their second chance at this. Armand, what do you think?
Yes, I'm absolutely surprised just because I feel like they waited almost 20 years to get back together. So if you wait that long, you would think, hey, we've worked out all the kinks. But clearly they have not. You know, apparently Jennifer Lopez wants to be she's too social. Ben Affleck is not social. He's controlling. I mean, she's controlling and he can't be controlled by her. So they're just not meant for each other. And perhaps, you know, it says you're never supposed to go back to your ex when you leave because you guys aren't compatible. I really thought there would be some hope and I thought they were going to be the standard of, listen, let's take a break. And let's get back together. Maybe if we're older, we can be together in the future. But I guess that doesn't work. Once you're with somebody and it doesn't work out, just know that it probably won't work out in the long run anyway.
Okay, Al, what do you think?
Yeah, I really think that if I'm really honest, I think Jennifer's ready for a different hot situation. I don't think Ben Affleck is buzzing enough for her. I think she's always been that type of dater in Hollywood. And it's not that it's a bad thing. I just think that's how she dates. That's how she marries. She's used to being in the light, a part of the light, around the light, and involved in the light all the time. And I think Ben is like, listen, I got other things going on and I'm not all that interested in Hollywood the way you are. And it's showing in their relationship. Heck, listen, she was seen out again this past Wednesday without him, and they haven't been seen out since the end of March. So the writing's on the wall. This is a wrap. This is a wrap.
So I thought that she'd have a chance because, like, I hear what you say about the hot guys, Al, but then she also married a waiter, right? That was her first husband. She married a background dancer. So I thought maybe she's like kind of like, sometimes I want the hot guy, sometimes I want the blue collar guy. And I thought like coming back around 20 years later, you know, maybe there was some longing on both their sides, like, you know, the one that got away. But you know what happens sometimes? Have y'all ever been in relationships and y'all break up and then you romanticize that it was better than it really was? You know, and you're like, oh, that was the one that got away. But really, if you look at it, there was probably some reasons why he did get away or she did get away. And you kind of overlooked it because maybe things got dry, the dating scene now. So you just kind of go back to Wonder how that guy I dated in 1997 is doing right now. I've definitely been there. I'm like, oh, maybe I messed up that one. But yeah, they tried it. And Ben has always looked miserable in that relationship. I will say that. Yeah. He does not look happy. And if you saw the roast of Tom Brady, he came out there, he made some jokes about something about him getting into toxic situations and making bad decisions. So I was like, oh, he's dropping tea right here. All right, Jennifer, I hope you find someone that, you know what, don't find anyone. Just be a hot girl and have fun. And Ben, you're not that good at marriage either, because this is what your second or third divorce too. I think everyone sucks at it. So
I think Jennifer
who would we want to see her with if this was a divorce? Who would be a good candidate for Jennifer Lopez?
I think if we're going to what you said, she needs to be with somebody at least 20 years younger. You know what I mean? Someone that can make her feel young and sexy. I'm not really sure who that is. But yeah, because she's not even selling her tickets or her tour tickets. So she needs something to add to it.
I don't know.
It's a good one, right?
She's a sexy woman. She looks fantastic, though. I really like Jennifer Lopez. All right, coming up, we are playing a rap beef version.
Al, maybe you should message her. Sorry, Claudia.
I mean, yeah.
What I got to lose?
Imagine that, though, Al. You're out here, though. She's in LA.
You know,
What I got to lose?
Might not be a bad idea. She looks great on a red carpet. She can wear a gown. Okay.
Right.
And we can get her on TGF maybe. Okay, coming up. We'll be right back. We're going to go to a break. We'll be back. Hey, Jennifer.
You know how to fry
chicken?
No, I don't.
You ain't got no
Give me that black card back.
TGIF.
It's not about blackness. I don't make any fried foods, okay?
Boo!
The chat is going in about this fried chicken. Lynette19 said, I am blackity black and fried chicken is not my favorite go-to meal. Stop with the stereotypes, okay?
Live and interactive.
Oh, Al, you don't even cook, please.
Fried chicken, fried fish. Come on, baby.
On Fox Soul.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
Welcome back to the show. Soulmates, we have some exciting news. TGIF is officially on Instagram. You can now keep up with the latest by following us at TGIF on Fox Soul. That's TGIF on Fox Soul. Let's get back to the show. Make sure to hit that follow button, and we will love to see that. In honor of current and past rap beefs, we're going to determine whose diss tracks were a hit or a miss in a fun game we like to call Who Got Beef? Oh, Lord, we about to be arguing. Let's cue the music. First up, we have Nicki Minaj, Bigfoot versus Megan Thee Stallion's Hiss. Which one was a hit or a miss? Armand?
Flo is such a boy. I think they were both hits, but Bigfoot, of course, it's a hit.
Yeah, I agree. I would say Nicki Minaj, Bigfoot was definitely a hit.
I say Meg Thee Stallion, one line had Nicki in a frenzy up for 48 hours on Instagram and Twitter. Rage tweeting. I know y'all gonna come threaten me, Barbs. That's okay. I got a gun. All right, next up we have Ice Spice, Think You to Bleep, Fart versus Lotto's Sunday Service. Which one was a hit or a miss? Al, what you think?
Oh, Lotto's Sunday Service was a hit.
Okay, Armand.
I'm going, you think it? You're not even a fart. I mean, how do you tell somebody that they not even a fart? That's crazy.
That's
disgusting.
I can't go with the fart song, although it is catchy. But I'm like, a fart? You're a fart? Hip hop is just.
You're not even a fart.
I'm going with Lotto. Okay, let's take it back to Jay-Z's Takeover versus Nas Ether. Which one was a hit? Which one was a miss?
Nas Ether. We definitely going Ether on that one.
Yeah, definitely Nas all the way. Anything Nas does is just top of the bars.
And Jay-Z is amazing, and I love most of the stuff, but Nas is still many years later, and that is still a classic diss song. Top three. All right, what about Tupac's Hit 'Em Up versus Biggie's Who Shot Ya?
Come on. First of all, in the click you claim, we going Tupac all day. Are you crazy?
You know, I gotta represent the East Coast, New York City, so I'm definitely gonna go with Biggie.
I'm so torn on this.
Do not play.
Oh, I'm so torn on this one because I'm an East Coast girl and I was Team Biggie, right? And when I got to LA, I'm like, oh my God, Tupac is so arrogant. And then that song was so hot, so he went so hard. I don't know.
Tupac. You know that was a better song.
I'm gonna go with Biggie Pac.
That's
all right. What about Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us versus Drake's Family Matters, hit or miss? Who got it? Who wants to go first on this one?
Go ahead, Al.
Kendrick Lamar, definitely a hit. Definitely a hit.
He a 69 guy. Hey, run for your life. Hey, run for your life. Kendrick Lamar.
I've been rocking Kendrick Lamar with the other 100 million other streamers. He's trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor. Hey. Like that just ended. I'm sorry, Drake. Drake, any other time, you kill it. You own Summer every single year. But Kendrick Lamar, I'm a new extra fan now. All right, that was fun, y'all. Okay, good times. All right, let's get back to some topics. Now, speaking of a possible miss, the story. Are we mature enough for this story? I don't think so. Taye Diggs says he feels like a monkey after shaving off his facial hair for a movie. Take a look.
I just had to shave all my facial hair off for this role that I'm playing in the movie. I've never seen myself without facial hair for about 89 years. I really don't like what I see. I don't like my upper lip. It makes me feel like a monkey.
Okay. What are your thoughts on this clip? Al, what do you think?
Oh, don't go to me. It was funny a little bit. He's got like this very weird sense of humor, but for me, to be honest, I just don't like a famous black man, on social media calling himself a monkey. I just don't like it. Sorry, that word has too many derogatory meanings in the black community, so I'm gonna err on the more serious side. I didn't like it.
What do you think about when brothers do shave their facial hair? I don't know if it's monkeyish, but it does make them look odd sometimes.
And definitely at his age.
Mm-hmm. Armand, what do you think?
That's what I was gonna say. I wasn't gonna say monkey because that triggers people, but you definitely look like something. Like if I shave this, I would be mortified. Like even when I shave this, I start to feel a little weird. So I understand how he feels because as a black man, maybe women don't understand it or everyone's going to be fake outraged about this. But when a man shaves his beard or his mustache or all of it at once, you look like something and it ain't good. At least you don't feel good. You know what I mean? Especially when you're older. You feel like you look like a monkey or a naked mole rat, or just anything that you deem as unattractive. You just don't feel your hot, sexy self because that hair is like, that beard is important.
Yes, y'all's facial hair is like eyelashes and eyebrows for us. Like we need that in our lives. And Taye, I don't think you look like a monkey, but you do look weird. You do look very much like a Republican. You look like you a police officer. You're gonna pull me over. You ain't got no swag. I'm gonna think you got some like some whack outfit. Like it just gives me corny, but not, I wouldn't say monkey, Tay. You're too good looking of a guy to call yourself a monkey, but I get what you're saying. And you do have that weird sense of humor, which we do like you for that. So yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, y'all be safe this weekend. I hope we have some fun stories to come back with on Monday, because we need to I think we need to get more into our business a little bit on this show and talk about.
Are we sharing pictures?
Yeah, let's do. Yeah, I think we are, right? Let's do that on Monday. Like, so show out this weekend, fellas, so we can get some good material for Monday.
Please, I'm laying down packing. I'm showing out next weekend.
Yeah, you say that, you'd be like, oh my God, I had a threesome and I got drunk. Wait, not now. Okay, I'm sorry. I want to thank our special guest, Peter Macon, and my co-host, Al Reynolds, and Armand Wiggins for joining me tonight. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. And the show reruns the next day. So please, if you missed anything tonight, please run it back tomorrow. Stay tuned for Street Flavor. And y'all have a great weekend and be safe, be good, or be good at it. All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye. Weekend so much.